Part 1. Basis for filing the Affidavit of Support. USCIS want to know who is filing this Affidavit of Support. Anyone that is filing this Affidavit of Support has to type his or her complete name here. So tap your complete name here. So I just took an example. Okay, tap anyone, you have to tap your complete name here. Then you have to check only one of these 6 boxes. Just only one you have to check. Okay, you should check the box 1A that state I am the petitioner, I filed or I am filing for the immigration of my relatives. You will check this box 1A if you are a petitioner who is filing or already filed the form I-129F for a fiancé, form I-130 for a family member, form I-600 for an orphan. Okay, if you are the petitioner. By petitioner, we mean the U.S. citizens or permanent resident who request USCIS a green card, that the green card, we call it also permanent resident, for your relatives. This relative can be a fiancé, husband, wife, child, sister, brother, parent. Okay? Now, you will check 1B. If you are a petitioner that is filing or already filed the form I-140. This is the case where your relatives is an alien worker. Okay, you will indicate here how you are related to this alien worker. Is it your wife, brother, sister? You will indicate how you are related to this alien worker. Child, it's up to you. Now, what about 1C? You will check 1C if a company in which you have 5% of interest is filing or has filed the form I-130 for your alien worker. Okay, so you will type the name of the company here. Let's say Bells Inc. You will type the name of the company here, and then you will indicate here how you are related to this alien worker. Is it your son, daughter? So indicate how you're related. Okay, so 1A, 1B, 1C is mainly for petitioner, but you have to choose one of them that is applied for you. Now, what about 1D? Someone else, a friend or a family member, can also agree to file this affidavit of support, like a joint sponsor or a substitute sponsor. Okay, 1D, 1A, this is for someone else, for joint sponsor and substitute sponsor. Okay, now you will check 1D if you are the only joint sponsor. Okay, the joint sponsor can be a friend or a family member. If you are the only joint sponsor, that means there is no other joint sponsor, since we can have 2 joint sponsors. If you are the only joint sponsor, you will check 1D. The joint sponsor is not the petitioner. Okay, we said it can be a friend or a family member who agree to file the affidavit of support because the income of the petitioner didn't meet the required level of the poverty guideline. We will show you how to find out if your income meet the level of the poverty guideline. Okay, so if your income meet the level of the poverty guideline, you don't need joint sponsor. Okay, you will do it by yourself. You don't need joint sponsor. We'll show you how to find out if your income meet the level of the poverty guideline. But either the petitioner use sponsor or not, you are still in the obligation to file this affidavit of support. Okay, even though your income is not enough, you still gonna fill this affidavit of support, and after that, after you're done with it, a joint sponsor gonna do the same, all the step. Okay, the joint sponsor gonna do that by following all the step. Okay, now like we said, 1E is when there is two sponsors. That means it's gonna be, you will indicate if you are the first joint sponsor or the second joint sponsor, since you can have two joint sponsor. Okay, now 1F. 1F, you will click on 1F if you are a substitute sponsor. Okay, we use substitute sponsor when the petitioner die after the form I-130 have been approved and the petitioner die. That means a family member can take the place. Okay, can take the place of this petitioner. Okay, but to do so, you have, the relation can be like a spouse, husband, parent, mother-in-law, father-in-law, sibling, child, son, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, grandparent, grandchild, legal parent. Okay, this kind of relationship, you can act like a substitute sponsor. Okay, you acting on behalf of the intended immigrant because the form I-130 has was been approved and the petitioner died. So if you have this kind of relationship with the petitioner, you can be a substitute sponsor. The substitute sponsor as well as the joint sponsor, if there is a joint sponsor, because there is no obligation, it's depend of to have a joint sponsor. If also, though, it's depend, but either way, a substitute sponsor, joint sponsor, they have to be US citizen or lawful permanent resident, and also they have to be like more than 18 years old. Okay, so you have 6 choices here, you have to choose one of them. Okay, if you click on both, you wrong. Okay, choose which case apply to you. Okay, this is for part 1. Now let's go to part 2.